In Red Dead Online, there are 5 different roles. These are the Bounty Hunter, the Collector, the Trader, the Moonshiner, and lastly the Naturalist. These are the main part of the game. Choosing which role to pick if you're a beginner, if you want to grind gold or grind money, will massively vary. Therefore, in this video I will rank the 5 roles and explain when and why you should use them. But before we get into the video, I just want to tell you guys about my personal channel where I upload similar content to this, just on GT Online instead of Red Dead Online. I upload guides, tutorials and how-to videos on GT Online. So if you're interested in both of Rockstar's games, then I would suggest to subscribe to that channel. If you subscribe to both of these channels, you are a living legend. Anyway, getting back into the video. At number 5, I have the Naturalist. And the reason this role is at number 5 is because the money in it is not really that good, and you also don't earn any gold from it compared to all the other roles. The other roles are just better for money and also gold for some of them. One good thing about the Naturalist though is that it works very well with the Trader, since instead of having to hunt for normal animals all the time to give to crypts to get materials, with the help of the Naturalist, you can just get legendary animals instead that would give a lot more materials per animal. Overall, this role is fun, but it is quite active because of the sampling side of things. And in my opinion, it is a bit too much hassle, and it definitely is too expensive to start, considering it costs 25 gold bars, and as a beginner you won't really get anything out of this role because you won't get the gold back and money is tight with this role. So I don't recommend to buy this first, but later in the game I do recommend to buy this role. At number 4, and this might surprise some people, I have the Bounty Hunter. With the Bounty Hunter, it is pretty straightforward. You are a bounty hunter and you are looking for bounties, that is with increased payouts for harder bounties, and if you bring people in alive, and each bounty you bring in as a bounty hunter will reward you with money but also gold. This role is actually the only role that rewards gold for going through it. All the other roles just give money, and that is probably the best thing about this role. Everything else is just nothing special. However, you should get this role first, since it will greatly help you getting gold. And since all the other roles also cost gold, that is the most important currency you want to get in the beginning. But other than that, the other roles just get you more money and more XP. The Bounty Hunter is pretty fun though. In my opinion, it is one of the more fun roles in the game. It does become a bit repetitive after a while because you've already done all the Bounty Hunter missions, but you can get into some cool gunfights, and yeah, it's just generally enjoyable. But going off strictly grinding and what makes you the most money, etc., then this role is not the best. At number 3, I have the Trader role. And the Trader role itself is the simplest role in Red Dead Online. You kill animals and then you give their bodies to Crips. Then he breaks them down into goods that you can then sell later. Obviously, if you pursue this role, Harriet from the Naturalist role will be absolutely furious with you because you kill so many animals. However, you will earn a lot of money with this role if you do it correctly. As I said, you want to have the Naturalist role with this to make it much easier and much more efficient to run. It does take quite a long time to get the goods, but eventually when you get a lot of goods, you can then sell them and get upwards of $625 for one single sale. And that's not even mentioning if the Trader role is on double money, then you will get even more. That only happens in some event months though, so yeah, that's not all the time. But the $625 one, yeah, that's the most you can get at normal rate. The downside to this role if you don't have the Naturalist role is that it takes a long time to get animals together to give to Crips, since normal animals give so little materials that if you were to pursue normal animals to supply the whole Trader role, you would basically have to use all your time on that, and then it would not really be that effective anymore. Because as we're going to go through later in this video, there are other roles that will make you more money actively than this role. This should be in the background when you do other stuff. However, if you have the Naturalist role, this whole conflict isn't a problem anymore. So make sure to get the Naturalist before the Trader, and then I recommend to get the Trader as the last role you get. At number 2, we have the Collector. The Collector is the best money-making activity in the game. There's no doubt about it. You don't earn any gold, and the role could be very boring to do, but you do earn a lot of money from it. Basically, how the Collector works is that you go around the whole RDO map looking for collectibles and then collecting them to make sets that you can sell for lots of money. We do this easily with the help of the John Ropke Collector map. I will leave a link to it in the description. In the past, this role was even better, when there was no random collector sets. But Rockstar nerfed it since it was that good. Still, after the nerf, it is the best. Biggest downside to this role is how boring it can be, because you literally just have to go around the map and find these collectibles, which can quickly become boring. If you like the scenery in RDO, which I do, then you could maybe have a good time, but after a while you have seen everything over and over again every day, so it will become repetitive, but strictly for grinding, this is the best for money. Now you might be wondering, if this is the best for money, what is number one? Well, at number one we have the Moonshiner. And the reason the Moonshiner role is at number one is because the Moonshiner is the closest thing Red Dead Online has to an idle moneymaker. Compared to the trader role, it is far less active and the returns are larger and faster. As part of this role, you will help Maggie Fike in reclaiming her position as the Moonshine Queen of the Wild West. Moonshine is easy to make because all you need are ingredients from a grocery store and some common berries you find out in the wild. You then go visit your Moonshine cook, give him the ingredients, and then give him 30 to 60 minutes to produce the moonshine. You will also have to choose a flavor which makes the moonshine worth more. In that 30 to 60 minutes, you can take that time to complete other missions, go through other roles, or by doing the Moonshiner story missions. These unlock new moonshine flavors and are a nice addition that truly fleshes out this role. There isn't really any downsides to this role, but if I were to be really picky, then selling the moonshine could be a little downside, since you have to be very careful to not destroy any bottles, since if you do destroy just even one bottle of moonshine, then you will lose a lot of the revenue from the sale. Other than that, there really is not any downsides. As you hear, the Moonshine role is really good. There's no doubt that it is the best role in the game. Now, if you don't already have the Moonshiner role, then I recommend to watch this video right here. It is my Moonshiner beginner guide where I go through everything from starting the role to how to maximize profits. I'm done talking now, so click it quickly before it disappears. Thank you for watching. Bada boom! Hee 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 ha.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Except for you. You've been a cunt.